Hello, dear students, how are you? Today we will read a poem Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice is a poem written by Robert Frost. It is from your book First Flight. In this poem, the poet wants to aware the people that everything will end one day as a result of human misdeeds. The poet says that both fire and ice are destructive. Fire of endless desires and ice of hatred will put the world to an end. Let us know some about the poem. The poet says that world will end due to two reasons. First, the fire of lust and endless desires. Second, the ice of hatred between man and man. Fire is a symbol of lust and endless desires. Ice is symbol of hatred. According to the poet, the world will end in fire as well as ice. Look at this picture. Picture showing fire and ice, fire of endless desires and ice of hatred. This is the text of the poem. Let us read Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire. Poet tells that some people say one day the world will end in endless desires. Some say in ice. Some people say it will end due to hatred between man and man. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Poet says, I have tasted the endless desires, so I hold my favor. Means I go with the idea that world will end with fire. So I favors them. But if it had to perish twice, but poet बताता है, poet says that यदि ये दो बार नष्ट होना है, डिस्ट्रक्ट होना है, ruin होना है, then I think I know enough of hate. Then poet says hate is enough to destroy it. To say that for destruction ice is also great. Poet says the ice which symbolizes hatred between man and man is enough to end the world and would suffice, and it is sufficient to end. So in this poem, fire and ice both symbolizes specific things. Hatred, one symbolizes the endless desires, and ice symbolizes hatred between man and man. For Frost, what do fire and ice stand for? Here are some ideas. The ideas which Frost represents through his poem. Fire symbolizes greed, conflict, avarice, fury, intolerance, lust, and rigidity, while ice symbolizes insensitivity, means coldness among people, cruelty, indifference, hatred. Meaning of some unfamiliar words: hold, agree, favor, take the side of, perish, destroy, destruction, to ruin. वही लिख दिया डिस्ट्रक्शन, तो डिस्ट्रक्शन नष्ट करना, टू रुइन विनाश करना. सफिस sufficient means enough. Some important questions: how will the world end twice? Poet says that for the world both fire and ice are destructive. Here fire stands for heat of endless desires and ice stands for hatred. He thinks that our desires will end the world. If it survive, it will be ruined by hatred. Second question: what is the main idea of the poem? The main idea of the poem is that there are violent passions in the world. They are destructive, and more destructive than those is the hatred between man and man. Hatred, नफरत, लोगों के बीच की नफरत जो है वो वर्ड को ख़त्म कर देगी. In this poem, poet gives the message of brotherhood. Thank you.